buddies, we are smack dab in the middle of fall, and if you would have asked me before I became a mom, I would say this time of year is nuts. But now that I have a toddler, you add in preschool activities, soccer, parties, all the things, you're gonna blink and it's gonna be Christmas. But you also don't want to miss it, and you don't want to miss out on having magical moments and some decor around your house. Well, don't worry, I'm sharing some of my best fall and Halloween hacks today. They are quick and easy, super affordable, things are from Dollar Tree, and you are gonna look like you tried super hard with minimal effort, money, and time. You're watching Whiskey and Whit. My name is Whitney, and a huge welcome back to my Whiskey Craft Buddies who are here each week to DIY with me. If you're not already a craft buddy and you have some FOMO because you don't want to miss out on all the fun stuff we do, no worries, just hit subscribe down below and you can craft along with us. Now let's get into that first hack.
Are your towels always falling off your stove and dishwasher bar in your kitchen? Well, this hack is for you. Grab some Pop Dot tape, and I like to use the middle to largest size. I cut a piece that's just a couple inches long, peel off the piece that covers the other side of the double stick adhesive, set up my towel, stick it down, and you're good to go. It's gonna hold it in place, but you're easily able to peel it off if you need to wash those towels, and you can even dry your hands while it's on there. This is a game changer. I love to find books with the spine color that matches the current decor. So I'm currently thinking about how I'm going to do Halloween. So I grabbed 3 of these books, and Touched by the Sun doesn't really give me the Halloween vibe. So I just flipped them around. The pages look nice and rough. I didn't have to do anything to these books, and Dollar Tree has a variety of sizes and colors, and it really just added a little extra oomph and height to this setup. Something else I did to this was add some fun bats to my lamp, and this is so easy to do. I decided to use some poster board from the office supply aisle to cut out these bats on my Cricut. Now, do not worry if you don't have a cutting machine. I just did this because it was quicker for me. But what you can easily do is go to Google, search for a bat image that you like, and then you can cut them out simply by hand because they're a pretty simple shape. I cut mine a variety of widths from 4 inches to 8 inches, and I have these saved in Design Space if you want to recreate the Cricut version. I carefully peeled back my mat, popped off all of my little bats, and then you can add some little tape rolls to the back of the body, bend up the wings, and stick them in any type of setup that you have. I did this in my last video, and it turned out so good with these bats coming up the side. And then to do that lamp I showed you, I did the same thing, little tape rolls, and you put it on the inside of your lampshade. Then during the day, you would not be any wiser unless you look down like this. But then at night, when your lamps turn on, it is super fun, and it adds a nice little touch of spooky. The first night these turned on, Finn got so excited, and it was just so much fun to see his eyes light up. And speaking of Mr. Finn, this next one is great for all kids as well as kids at heart. Grab yourself some of these Halloween rings as well as some fun soap. I went with orange, and I actually grabbed this smaller one for $1.24 at Walmart, but you could fill your own stuff with that big Dollar Tree jug for $1.25. Cut the ring parts off of the bats or spiders, whatever you want to do, and fit them inside the soap. I used the little straw thing that works with the pump to push them down and get them all around, and this is so fun and festive, and it really makes Finn excited to wash his hands as we head into cold and flu season.
Whoa, what's in that soap? Do you like it? Does it make washing your hands super fun? Yep.
Now, what if you don't have kids at your house, but you do have a furry friend? This one is going to be for you. I recently made this in a mystery box, and you guys loved it, so I wanted to make sure everybody saw it because it's so easy to do. I have this free template over on my blog, and you're going to cut it out and cut the gray part out. Then we're going to take some Dollar Tree fabric or any fabric that you have. You could do fall, you could do really any theme you want here. And I am cutting a piece doubled up so that it's going to create a pennant shape. So your template is actually to cut it doubled, as you can see here. Then I am taking my little mini press, but you could easily do an iron, or if you're hard up, you could do a hair straightener. Just be careful, but that's a good hack to get the wrinkles out if you don't have an iron. Then we're going to trim any of these rough edges, and then I use that press again to create some seams. I don't plan for this to be used heavily, so I'm going to go through with some hot glue. You could easily use some heat and bond or stitch witchery, whatever you have, or you could stitch it by hand if that's more your vibe. I am not a sewer, so I just decided to go with the glue. I'm going to do a thin line of glue across this top piece and fold it over. You want to make sure that there's a gap because that's where we're going to put their collar to create this fun little bandana. I also used some more glue around the edges to create a seam, just so I didn't have any frayed edges. Then when everything cools, all you need to do is make sure all of your seams are reinforced, so if anything pops, fix it. And then take your Furry Friends collar, slide it right through that opening in the top. Bada bing, bada boom. You could put it right on with a collar. Now my dog Sebastian absolutely hates having things tied around his neck, but he is used to a collar. So he will wear bandanas like this, just not tied around. This is going to be super great for any fall events we go to this year, and then he's also easy to leash up when needed. If you've been around for a while on my channel, you've heard me talk about my support of mental health and mental health causes, especially with what I dealt with postpartum. Now, this is an idea that I plan on doing for my friends this year, and I wanted to share it as well because I think this would be great, especially this time of year when seasonal depression hits a lot of folks extra hard. Head to Dollar Tree, you can find a variety of cards. You can do seasonal, or you can even just do the blank inside, thinking of you, tons of options, and just write a fun message to your friend. Stamps are a couple cents, and you can also order them online if you can't get to the post office, but getting mail like this really helps brighten someone's day, let them know that you're thinking about them, and maybe bring some light to them in a dark part of the year. Now, if you're looking for a way to gift some treats to friends, neighbors, kiddos, whatever, grab yourself some of these paper bags because these are so fun. I recently saw them on TikTok, and this is the creator that I saw the video from. I thought they were so cute, but I decided to do my own spin on them. So the first thing I did was cut one bag down so it would cover these Encanto toys I got for Finn for just some fun prizes. And then we're going to take a second bag and cut some fringe. I started by cutting to where the fold was, and then I needed to cut all the way up to the edge. And I kind of wung this as I went because I was combining a few different versions of these bags that I had saw, but this seems to be the best way to do it. Once they all got cut to the end, I opened it like this and I put my treat sack on the inside. Now, if you don't mind that your stuff is seen through the little pieces of the broom here, you don't have to do the second bag, but I wanted to conceal these because if not, Finn would take them out the second I put them out, and I need it to be a surprise. Then I just added a stick from my yard, used some Dollar Tree jute twine to tie it up, but you could use a dowel rod, whatever you have on hand. And these are so fun. I think they will be like a little advent calendar type thing. He can open a few throughout the month of October, get some fun treats, and celebrate the season. This is one of my favorite things for spring and fall that I've made from Dollar Tree supplies because it is windy here in Chicago, especially in the spring and fall. What I like to do is make an Oh Shoot kit. You can do it for well under 20 bucks. Grab yourself a cosmetic bag and then any items that you usually find yourself struggling to find when you really need them. So things like scope. You could throw in some flossing, hair clips, hair ties. This is also great for weddings and other events as well. I got scrunchies, a headband. I got some lip balm, just things that you're always digging for, nail file that you can never find. Throw them all in the bag, and then you can either put them in your glove compartment, in your back seat, in your center console, and it will save you so many times. Another thing I love to have on hand are these bounce sheets because going into the winter, my hair gets so frizzy up here with the way that the humidity changes. So I just take it, rub it through my hair, and it really helps when you get a ton of static and you can't get it to go away. You guys know I love to use these Dollar Tree glow sticks to do glow baths. I toss them in the bath for Finn and they're so fun. And I wanted to have some items that were not food related for our trick-or-treaters. So I created these really fun tags that are 2.5 inches by 5 inches. And you can download these on my blog either through the link down below or scanning this QR code with your phone if you're watching on an iPad or a TV. I went ahead and cut them out, and then I'm adding just a slit to the top and the bottom. I folded it in half to create this little slit, not all the way through, just enough to slide your glow sticks through. These are going to be great to put in my non-food bucket, which I'll talk a little bit more about later in this video, but these are also great for your kids' classrooms or even some coworkers. If you want them to have a self-care night, you could change the tag up just a little bit and say, throw these in your bath for a fun, spooky self-care treat. I just love finding so many different ways this season that you don't have to try super hard or spend a lot of money, but let folks know you're grateful for them and give them a little bit of sunshine in their day. If you're not a Halloween person or you're looking for something for Thanksgiving, I've got you covered. I also made some tags of the same size that say, welcome, I'm so glad you are here. I'm thankful for you because blank. You can go ahead and fill this out, do a handwritten message to your guests, and you can tie it on with jute twine just by popping a couple holes in the top to their napkin when they get there. And how fun is that just to let people know how grateful you are for them, because that is just That is the reason for this fall season, in my opinion. You can print those out over on my blog if you're hosting any type of fall function and use that to let people know how much you are thankful for them.
Hey craft buddies, I hope you are enjoying these hacks. I wanted to pop in really quick and let you know that I'm going to be a speaker at the 2023 Holiday Cricut Craft Fest. I am so excited for my class. It's going to go live on Tuesday, October 3rd, which is the second day of the Craft Fest. And I'm going to walk you through slowly, step by step, how to make a stencil and customize this wood tray to make it either a Christmas version or a Halloween version, whichever one you want to do. Projects in the Craft Fest range from fall and Halloween to winter, Christmas, and beyond. So there is going to be a project for everyone. There's everything from paper crafts to wood crafts to vinyl to rhinestoning things to resin. So many different options. You've got to check out the speaker list to see the full gamut of what is available. All you have to do is scan this QR code on the screen and you can get registered for your free ticket, or you can head down to the link in the description and it will take you to the same spot.
This is for my friends that don't want to store a ton of seasonal decor but love to decorate for it, and that is using these Dollar Tree wood rounds from the crafters section. They are $1.25, and using them to dress up your wreaths instead of having to have like 15 wreaths throughout the year. I like to remove the handle and give them a quick stain. You could also paint them, or you could do a faux stain look with some Waverly chalk wax. And then I go through and mark the center of the round. Usually these are about 11.75, 11 and a half. And I find the center, tape it off, and then I paint them. I did one for fall in an orange color and one for Halloween in black. And then I used my fun leopard print that I like to put the seasonal little shapes in to add it to the bottom. I ended up cutting this just to the 11.5 width, and it's going to fit right on there. Now, if once you apply with this paper transfer tape and it doesn't fit, you can definitely kind of work the shapes to get it into the color if you need to. Just don't let it set and don't seal it before you have everything where you want it to go. And then that way it'll look more exact, because sometimes it's hard to get that painter's tape exactly straight. Then I'm using that paper transfer tape again to apply this Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling right over the top. Both of these are in permanent vinyl, and I think it turned out so cute. I used these in my fence picket video to make some tags, and so I decided to do these Dollar Tree versions as well because so many of you love them. I also have a Halloween version that has cute little ghosties inside of the leopard print, and it says, "Hey Boo." Now, the orange didn't show up on camera as good as it does in person, so definitely in the future I might have picked a different color, but I think these are still so fun, and all you have to do is store the little thin wood round instead of having a ton of different wreaths. I don't know about you, but I have seen these viral little Dollar Tree ghosts all over my social media pages, so I decided to do my own version. You're going to need one of these paper towel holders that are metal from Dollar Tree, as well as a ghost. I made two, so I need two of each, but if you're just making one, you only need one of each. We're going to start by getting our little ghost ready, so cut off the tags, the hanger, and then cut off these little tag hooks. They kind of look like how you get tags on your shirts. You're going to carefully trim that off so you can completely detach that white sheet piece of fabric. Then we're going to take the foam piece, which has the head and the arms, and this is great because it's going to allow you to pose it, which is awesome. And I'm going to add just some hot glue to the bottom of the head and glue the stick on so it'll be freestanding. You don't need a lot of glue. Mine stuck really easily. And then I'm going to flip my sheet around so the face that's on there is actually in the back, because I'm going to add my own eyes that fit more my style. I'm just cutting out two little pieces to make eyes, just like I did for my Gus the Ghost pillow in my Pottery Barn dupes video. And then you're going to drape it over the top and add them with some hot glue. Then you could do whatever you want to pose them. Some people I saw use these little Dollar Tree pumpkins, and I liked this, but then I went to the Walmart dollar section, and they had these cute little pink and orange pails. They came in a pack of 6. They had white, orange, and pink, and these are so cute. They look like little trick-or-treaters. I am obsessed. Finn loves putting blankets over his head and acting like a ghost, so this was a win for our house in so many ways. If I'm being completely honest, I have never met a seasonal garland that I don't love. I just love how they add texture to your house. So to start with this one, I am creating a leaf base. So these are just the burlap leaves from Dollar Tree. They come with a little hook, but they are kind of not the best glue on the back. So you can just then take the piece that falls off, kind of fish it through the burlap, and then hang it on your jute twine, and that will help it not fall down. Then I created 2 different versions of this fun hanging banner. You can just print it right out. One is Happy Fall, the other one is Spooky Season. I just cut it out by hand. It's just quick and easy because they're straight lines. And then I take my little hole punch. I just got this from Hobby Lobby, but you can get it from Amazon. I'll link my Amazon one down below. You just pop a hole in each corner, and then once those are all done, you're going to grab some Dollar Tree jute twine, which is what I use to hang up those leaves as well so they'll match, and we're going to string it up. I like to make sure that I string it up so the bulk of the jute twine is behind the cardstock paper, just so then that way you see the letters and the pretty fall foliage on top instead of covering it up. So I'm just using regular cardstock and my regular printer. I have a little bit nicer of a printer, but I've printed these on my cheap favorite one as well. So I will link that down below. You can get it at Target for like 80 bucks. So you don't need a super fancy printer to do these. This one's so cute too because it has the little watercolor elements, and I like cute Halloween. I am not a big spooky person, so these fit the bill. Another fun, not spooky DIY has to do with these felt shapes that you can find in the seasonal section. I made a Bat Garland years ago and I use it every single year. I use a dowel upholstery needle from Amazon, so it is sharp, but it's longer, and I use it to string up these bats, so then that way I don't have to put a hole in it and they just look like they're kind of floating. I layered it with this pumpkin one, but you could do the ghosts and the bats if you want that vibe, but they sell these at Pottery Barn for an ungodly amount, so dupe it yourself for much cheaper. Another fun thing you can do with these felt shapes and some bamboo skewers are make these really, really cute and super trendy boo basket sticks. You could put them in kids' boo baskets or even put them in foliage you have around your house. I decided to do Hey Boo as well as Boo Crew on both the ghost and the bat. For the ghost, I ended up cutting them to 2.5 inches wide, and for the bats, I ended up cutting them to 1.5 inches tall. These are both free files I will give you over on my blog, so you can either scan this QR code, or you can head to the link down in the description, or you can head to whiskeyandwit.com/fallhacks23. That's the exact URL if you'd rather type it in. Then once those are set, I add a little bit of black felt behind the pop-out eyes, just that. I left the other pieces intact and it worked perfect. And then I am gluing them onto some dowel rods, or you can use the bamboo skewers. I just had some dowel rods left over from the Pinners Conference that I wanted to use up. I also had this really beautiful ribbon that I bought because I liked it, but I didn't know what I was going to use it for. And I tied them on the little handles, so they kind of look like fun little like spirit wands even, but they are just so fun. You can do whatever color vinyl you want on them too. They're super customizable, and I'm going to use them in Finn's boo basket this year as well as some of my decor. Speaking of that boo basket, I love to grab the 6-pack of chalkboard tags to easily make tags for any season, but these are really fun for the Halloween boo baskets. I grabbed a ton of my favorite fonts, which I will tell you about in just a second, but I wanted to share how I add them to the tag without ripping the paper. I like to use painter's tape. I used this thicker piece. It covered exactly all of my little pieces that I needed to transfer, and I used the same piece of painter's tape for all 6 of my tags, which was great. I just added a little element to the end of each of them, this little bat, and these are the fonts: September, American Purpose Casual from the top right, Sugarluck, Bamp, and Sunkissed. I will link them down below. Some are free, some are paid. A lot of you guys loved the pastel Halloween vibes in my Cricut video that I just posted, so I wanted to show you how you could take some of these easy to find at Walmart little buckets. They're about $1.90, so a little bit more than Dollar Tree, but I took some of this Color Shot spray paint and made them over. This one I had from a couple years ago that I got at a thrift store, and I ended up just taping off the handles so they would stay black, and then I painted them a variety of colors. I ended up doing this teal one for the Teal Pumpkin Project, and if you haven't heard of that before, it is just basically an initiative to try to have folks have both food and non-food treats for Halloween, because not every kid can have candy or whatever else is being handed out because of allergies, and so I want to make sure all kids can enjoy Halloween. Now to go with those buckets, I created a ton of free printable little pennants that you can print out from my blog again for free and add them to your own boo baskets or decor. I did this non-food treats with the skeleton to add to the little bamboo skewer. I just made sure to take my scissors and cut off the pokey end so it just was a dowel rod shape instead of something that could poke a kid. Then I used the little tabs that are part of the design, folded them over, secured it with hot glue, and then finished it off with some more of that fun little ribbon that I was talking about before. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but you can get it at a lot of different places. Then I added things like straws and pencils, erasers, all non-food little trinkety things the kids can grab and enjoy. So whether you are doing a boo basket for kids, grandkids, or nieces, nephews, etc., or you just want to use these for your own home decor, all of these are free and available for you to grab and recreate over on my blog. Be sure to tag me if you recreate them. I love seeing your projects. I know so many of you love Hocus Pocus, and I know so many of you also love Haunted Mansion like I do. So when I saw this frame in the plus section for $3, I knew I had to get two and make it into a Haunted Mansion little decor piece. So I started by taking a small screwdriver and removing this off the back, and I didn't even realize they had a kickstand like a picture frame, which is awesome. So the first thing I did was try to figure out, okay, if I do a printable, is it going to cover? And there was just a little bit on top, a little bit on bottom. So because I was doing a chalkboard vibe, I painted the top and bottom just with a little bit of black, just acrylic paint, nothing fancy, and let that dry. Then I found these files on Etsy, so unfortunately I can't share them with you for free because that would not be cool to that creator who is doing that as their business. So what I'm going to do instead is link it down below. They were very affordable, and the pack comes with both this as a cut file, so if you wanted to add it in vinyl you could do that, or you can do what I did and just take the background transparent PNG file and just put it on a chalkboard background in Canva. Then I used my piece as a tracer, cut it out, and then used some double stick tape to just mount it on there. This is super quick and easy, but that frame looks so Haunted Mansion to me. It looks so good with my new Pop Funkos I got from Amazon for my tiered tray setup, which I'm still working on, but I promise you I will share it. It may be in a video, it might also be in a short, so be sure to check those. That big metal sign is from At Home. I was so glad to find that, and I can't wait to get that all set up for Halloween. Textured pumpkins are hugely popular, but they can get expensive, so let me show you how you can take some cheap and inexpensive Quikrete from Home Depot. This is just the regular concrete mix that you can mix up with water at home in a bucket. And then we're also going to use some of these Dollar Tree little trouser socks, or you can also use pantyhose. You're going to take one of them, you want to make sure that the toes are facing down so it is closed at the bottom, put it over a cup and fill it up with some of that concrete. You want to make sure you cover your surface because as you can see, it's a little messy. I also had my gloves on so I didn't get concrete all under my nails and such. Then I also took some Dollar Tree rubber bands. We're going to put them around the outside, as many as you want, to create those grooves of the pumpkin. You can move it around. They are pliable until they dry, and I let them dry for a few days. I'm thinking like 3-4 days, make sure they're fully dry. Then you can take some scissors, cut off that pantyhose and those little rubber bands. It's going to pop off for you. It'll be a little dusty, so put a mask on, make sure you're being safe. But then after that, you can paint them, you can spray paint them, you can leave them as is. And then I just took this fun Dollar Tree one and a couple pumpkins I wasn't using anymore. I was going to donate anyway. I took off the stem and then I added a mixture of super glue gel and hot glue to stick on the stems on the top. We're talking a lot about gratitude in this video, and one of my love languages is gifts. That's how I give love. And so I love to have these lasagna pans from Dollar Tree on hand so I can make things like this and give them with friends that it would definitely help them out. So I'm going to do 2 cans of grand cinnamon rolls, put them in the bottom, and then the last one kind of fills any holes. You're going to top those cinnamon rolls with about a cup of heavy whipping cream. You just want to make sure it's covered. And then in a separate container, mix 1 stick of melted butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then a pinch of salt as well as a sprinkle of cinnamon. Mix that up, dump it right on the top, and then these are going to be ready to either be cooked or to be put in the fridge to give to a friend. Don't get rid of that icing. Put it along with it that came in the Grands rolls so that you can put them on once it's cooked. Now to cook them, you just need to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes, and you want to keep that pan refrigerated up to 2 days until you cook them. These would be great for a friend that's going through a hard time, or maybe a new mom, just whoever needs a little bit of warm, hug, gooey treats. Or this is also great to make on a Friday night so you can pop it in on a Saturday before you get going to the soccer, baseball, all the different games. Another one of my favorite fall food hacks is from that same aisle, and I like to get pumpkin tins. I learned this last year from Brunch with Babs on TikTok, and it is genius. You can go through your leftovers line and create kind of a single serve to send home with your guests when you have leftovers. All they have to do then, after you cover it with foil and put it in a bag for them to take home, they just need to pop it in their oven at like 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. The times can vary. You just want to make sure it's heated through. But then what they're able to do is have that all there, heated up, and you won't have any cold spots because it's not in the microwave.
That's going to do it for this round of hacks. As always, head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite or what do you plan on using for this season. I sincerely hope that it saves you some time, money, and effort so you can reinvest that back into what truly matters, family, friends, and really thinking about what you are grateful for this season. One of the biggest things I'm grateful for in my life outside of my family is my Craft Buddy community, so thank you so much for being here. If you want to get your free Craft Buddy ticket to the Holiday Cricut Craft Fest, that will be linked down below, or you can scan this QR code on the screen. It'll take you right there so that you can register for free. It's just name and email, and they will send you the info that you want. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!